Hello and welcome to a new week of meals. I've got kind of a short video for you, a little bit different, mostly solo meals. Colin was on a trip with some friends and Rob had a bunch of stuff in the evening, baseball games and meetings and such. So starting off this first one here, this is kind of like taco pasta, I guess you could call it. Some leftover ground beef. I had leftover green bell peppers here. Gonna add some paste picante sauce as well as a bit of a cheese dipping sauce, like queso. I did have a little bit of taco sauce I decided to add, and then a little bit later I'm going to add some cumin to season. So just throwing this together, my intention was to serve this up with some pasta. Ordinarily I would toss the pasta in there at the end with the meat sauce. However, I am not eating pasta. I'm trying not to eat pasta, so I decided to just separate it and serve the meat sauce on top. So this was the only meal this week that I am serving for the whole fam. The rest of the video will just be meals for my lonesome. So here we go. Just mixing up the ground beef, making sure that's more or less cooked. This is going to continue to cook on the stovetop. There you go. The taco seasoning, and then the picante sauce, the cheese sauce, and a bit of cumin later. So I will leave you with this for now. You can make this as thick or as saucy as you like. As I mentioned, I'm going to serve with pasta, so I did add a little bit more of the picante sauce, that it would be a little bit more on the looser, saucy side. So do whatever makes your heart happy. A little taste test now that the ground beef is fully cooked, and this is the finished dinner. So just served with a bit of shredded Mexican style cheese. You can see I had some leftover different styles of pasta. That is egg noodle actually, and some, I think, rigatoni. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know what that shape is, but there you go. First meal of the week. First solo meal of the week. So here we go. I am making a Meatza. So I had made these ground beef giant patties. They were supposed to be like smash burgers, but I had frozen them and then I went ahead and defrosted them earlier this day. I'm just adding one egg and I'm just going to mix it all in this one pan just because I was being lazy and I didn't really want to have to wash another bowl. So I'm just mixing this up as much as possible to incorporate everything. You can add breadcrumbs if you like. I thought about adding some crushed pork rinds just to help bind, but I figured whatever, it's just me. I am not fancy. I don't really care if it honestly sticks together, but if you want to make sure that it slices up nicely, you can go ahead and add those binders. But this worked just fine, to be honest. Once the meat was nice and cool, it did slice, it was basically like a meatloaf. It's basically like a meatloaf in a pan, in like this pan, cake pan. So here we go, just flattening out. I'm going to top with some petite diced tomatoes that I had drained. So try to get as much of that liquid out as possible. This is a little bit on the juicier side, so you'll see at the end there's pools of juice and fat that kind of combine. But again, this is just me. I'm not looking for anything fancy. I just want to eat something so I'm not going to be hungry in the evening. Topping with some shredded mozzarella cheese. You can add any other cheese that you like. You can do ricotta if you'd like that on top of yours. So just top it like you would a pizza. You can even put pepperoni and Italian sausage, olives, whatever pizza toppings you like. But I'm just going to do cheese here. In essence, this is, again, just kind of like a meatloaf for me. So I added some Parmesan cheese from the shaker and some Italian seasoning. The diced tomatoes were already seasoned sort of Italian style, but I decided to go ahead and add a bit to the cheese itself. And this is what it looks like when it's out of the oven. I believe I cooked it at like 425 for about 20-25 minutes until it looks like this. And the meat is cooked through, so you can see a bit of the pooled liquid, but nice and yummy bubbly cheese. So good on its own. You can serve this with pasta. a Caesar salad maybe, something like that. Certainly some garlic bread would be really, really delicious. But there you go. That was my dinner for the next night of the week. It does set up nicely, as I mentioned, once it cools down a bit, but again, I'm just being a little bit impatient and quite a bit hungry, so there you go. That is my Meatza. Next up, we're just doing some Bratwurst here. Now, I did have some artisan bread rolls here that I was going to go ahead and eat. I just thought I'd splurge, so I know, I'm trying not to eat pasta and breads and stuff, but there you go. Instead of a sauerkraut, however, I did have this German salad that I picked up at the grocery outlet. It actually is more of like a pickle, like a sweeter pickle. There's a bit of sugar in here too, so this was not completely like keto friendly because there's some sugar and I'm eating the bun here, but there's the bratwurst that was cooked in the air fryer, side of watermelon. But yeah, there you go, nice and simple, easy meal for the next night of the week. Next up is something that definitely the guys would not have picked. I mean, this is just something that I adore. I love a good salad. So that's a spinach, sort of a spinach mix where there's a bit of baby kale in there. I had some grilled chicken, added some goat cheese. There's some strawberries and sliced almonds, a bit of pecan pieces, and then I made a balsamic dressing with olive oil, balsamic, a bit of keto maple syrup, just a tiny bit to sweeten, some mustard just to emulsify, and some cracked black pepper, and that was my salad for the next night. This was so good. I mean, like, the summer evenings are still a bit warm here, so this was nice and refreshing and super hearty. I think it was just such a delicious dinner. So I hope you guys enjoyed the meals for this week. I know it was a short one, but I hope you got some good ideas, if not for yourself, for your family. So there you go. I will see you in the next video. Take care until then. Bye-bye.